So let me show you brackets real quick. So here is brackets. And when you get brackets for the first time, this is what it looks like. And basically you'll see the code here and you'll see it says welcome to brackets. So there's already like a bunch of HTML in brackets when you open it up for the first time. And this is kind of like the welcome screen in brackets. So the way brackets works is if you look, can you see my full screen here? Can you see this little lightning bolt in the upper right-hand corner?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it's important that you see that because the way brackets works is if you click on that lightning bolt, it's going to take your code and it's going to show you what it looks like in the browser. So it will show you that web page. So when I work in brackets, what I do is I have my brackets set up to the left and that web page set up to the right. And then I got to lower it because my stupid Zoom bar is getting in the way. And then whenever you make a change and you hit save, it will update that web page automatically. So let me show you here by making a new web page in brackets. So once you're in brackets, you go to File, New, and you have a blank page to start with. What's nice about IDEs is you have numbers on the side that shows you the line that you're on. And there's a lot of color coding hints in the IDE as well to show you if you made a mistake. You might have some red characters saying, oh, you messed up somewhere. So you have all these little hints in there that help you that you don't have in that text editor. So the IDEs are very helpful. When I start typing here in brackets, though, if I start typing a tag, let's say, I don't have any color coding. So the way that you get color coding is you have to save the file as an HTML file. So if I go to File, go to Save As, and let's say I'm working on this banner project, I'm going to go to my desktop, I'll create a new folder, I'll call this one Banner Project 2 because I've already done this once. Create my folder. So now I have my project folder created. And then for my actual HTML file, I'm going to save this as index.html. So that's really important that you save it as an HTML file. It's also really important that you get into the habit of saving this first file that you work on as your index.html file. So the home page of your website is always going to be called index.html. So just for these assignments, that very first page that is the main page of the site, just save it as index.html. So that would be the naming convention that you use for the home page. Hit save, and now that you look, that bit of code, that word HTML, it's blue. So I got my color coding. Now if I go back in here and I type a tag, HTML, and I close it off with that greater than symbol, it automatically creates my end tag for me. So that's the nice thing about using the IDE is that it has what's called code completion. When you create your beginning tag, it will automatically create your end tag. So that's a great little feature. So I'll just do some quick boilerplate code here. So I have a head tag. And when you're working like this too, it's good to indent out as you have tags within tags. Then I have my title tag. And then down here, I have my body tag. And did you see how when I created that body tag, I had a little bit of red there? So when you initially create the tag, if you don't fully complete that tag properly, you'll get red as an error. You'll also get this nice pop-up menu too that lets you do this completion by clicking on the tag that you want. So it's basically finding tags for you as you type them out. So here's a P tag, and I'll type some text in here. I'll hit save, and then I'll hit on my little lightning bolt. And sometimes you have to hit it twice. And then you wait, and there, the text. So it says some text. once I hit save once, after hitting that lightning bolt with the web page, if I add to this some more text, and if you look at that lightning bolt, after I added to the web page that I'm creating in brackets, there's a little dot. That means that it hasn't been saved. But once I do save, it will automatically update the web page. So that's how brackets works, and this is kind of the way to use it. So on one side, you have your IDE brackets. On the left, on the right side, you have your web page. And then every time you create something in brackets, it will update automatically.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So how and why does it default to a certain font?
That font is the font that's set by the browser. So your browser has a built-in style sheet.
Okay.
And so HTML.
Whatever it is, it does that.
Right. And when we talk about fonts, we'll talk about fonts in the next unit. We'll find ways where we can change that font. And that's using CSS.
Okay.
But by default, it's going to be set to whatever that Mac font is on a Mac.
Got it. Okay.
And then whatever that Windows font. And it's like, I think, I'm not sure what this, I think it's like Chicago or something. It has these different names.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You know, so it's just the default.
Generic city, yeah.
Yeah, so the thing to remember about HTML without using CSS is HTML is just for content, really. There's not a lot of design capabilities in it. So you're kind of limited with HTML by itself.
Okay.
And that's why you look at like really old web pages, like from like the 90s, and there's not a design to those web pages. They have like a very basic kind of look and feel. Once we talk about CSS and get into cascading style sheets, that's where we can start to implement all these different design ideas. But right now, it's just going to be limited, which is kind of good as you're starting off because you don't want to get overwhelmed with too many too much code anyways. So it's kind of like my way to ease you into it a little bit.
Got it.
But